Hey kids, the program you're about to listen to contains some adult situations, adult language, themes, and other adult topics. If you're easily offended, this show's not for you.
Naughty Pops. Are you looking for lollipops with adult shapes for any special occasion? Bachelor, bachelorette parties, gag gifts, and more? They have tons of gourmet flavors that are shipped right to your door. Order yours today at www.naughtypopsnow.etsy.com and tell them Crazy Truth sent you.
All right, hey you crazy motherfuckers. Welcome back to another edition of Crazy Truth. We are here. It is episode, that's right, I'm going to remember to say it this time. It is episode 15. 16. Wait, let me try that again. Hold on. It is episode 16. Fuck. Episode 16. Okay, so we're going to get started, and you know how we always get started with the show, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We're going to talk about sex news, weird sex news, unique sex news. Here it is, kids. Get your dollar bills and checkbooks and shit out and ready to go. That's right, because you can now, opening this month in September, you can go to the very first North American sex doll brothel. Yeah, I went there. That's right. So you go in and it's nothing but dolls. Pick your doll. You can they have all different levels of what you want to do to the dolls. So you can do hardcore fetish, you can do hardcore kink, you can just fuck them, leave, whatever you want to do. The cool thing is there's no interaction with staff. You walk in, you put your money on a counter, and you go to a room and pick your doll.
So are these like the little blow-up plastic ones, or are we talking about the massive robotic?
These are the way better ones. These are the way better ones, and they do stress they are cleaned after each client. Well, thank you very much. It's going to cost you somewhere between, you can choose, they have packages, so anywhere between $60 and $742. I'm going to go fuck a plastic doll for $742.
Now, putting this out there, if you saved your $700 whatever dollars, if you planned on going like once a week to this sex doll thingy,
or a brothel,
you would have it paid for in like 6 months. You could have your own.
Yeah, but it's not the same. It's not the same. Let's face it. Here's the deal. You know, you could go home and fuck your wife for free, or pay the other.
That's if they don't have one.
This is actually going to be opening in Ontario. This is not the first one in the world. This is the second one. The first one in the world opened about a year ago in Germany. They said they have about a 70% return rate, because sex is always good when it's done with plastic. So there you go. They said the biggest thing is that it allows you to do all the things that you can't do to other real people. So they're almost kind of encouraging some of the hardcore kink stuff. Yeah.
Can you tie them up and stuff?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are they flexible?
Yeah. They blatantly say that you can tie them up. You can choke them. They've got ones that you can use floggers and yeah. Do
they turn red?
It didn't say, and I'm not spending the money to go to Ontario to find out. But just so you know, on your next vacation, stop, see Niagara Falls, both sides, the U.S. and the Canadian side, and then stop over to the plastic doll brothel. There you go. What the fuck? All right. Moving right along.
I really have no words for that one.
This is the greatest thing ever. What I want to know is, you just put your money on the counter. How do they know? Somebody's got to be watching. There's like cameras in the lobby. It is attached. I do have to throw this in. It is attached to a hair salon and nail salon. So the nice thing with this is, okay, so while you're in getting your nails done, I can go bang a plastic doll. Yeah, but I mean, I do my nails, so maybe while I'm doing my nails, you can go in and bang a plastic doll. Oh, God. Okay, so moving right along.
Whatever works. If that's your thing, go for it.
So we're going to go ahead and go do what we usually do. We got some really good questions tonight. So we're going to start with the first question we've got is, what do you do if you tell your significant other a person is off limits, but they still keep talking to them? Ooh. Okay. So let's specify, because we talk about this a little bit ahead of time. Mm-hmm. Okay. So now the question, and this came to us. This actually came to us from Chicago, and A from Chicago sent this to us. So My question to them, and I didn't hear back, so I don't know on this whole thing. Obviously, we all have a no fuck list. It's like the no fly list, only no sex.
Off limits.
Off limits. So it's the folks that, hey, here's the deal. No, you cannot fuck this person. Don't come ask me. Just like, or if there's somebody on the list, your no fuck list, I'm not gonna come and go, hey, by the way, I know, but how about now? Can I fuck her now? How about now? So, but this is a little bit different thing. They didn't say that they were gonna try to fuck them. It's just they're still keep talking to them. So this goes into a whole range of different things of what that could be. Mm-hmm. Okay, so and see, your look says it. Your look says it all. It says exactly the guy and girl perspective on this is going to be totally different.
Well,
you can
no,
already tell for sure.
Because even after talking to you, when we talked earlier about it, I got to thinking of more stuff. Who initiated the conversation?
Very true. Well, does that matter?
Yes. If I said somebody was off limits and you initiated a conversation, I might be a little irritated.
Well, okay, but this is one of the things. Wait, what? This is one of the things that we talked about, though, is that if it's just talking. I mean, let's face it. There are people that are on the no fuck list, very adamantly on the no fuck list. I still talk to them. They still come up and talk. They come up and talk to me. We're in a meet and greet. We're at a social setting. I mean, it could lead to sex, I suppose, but a non. It's not like a house party. We're naked. A social setting, and there's not a way to gracefully go, hey, look, I don't mean to be rude. My wife thinks you're a cunt, so I'm not allowed to speak with you, okay? Okay?
Oh, my God.
Right? Well, I mean, think about it.
I have some people I want to say that to, but I wouldn't.
You want to throat punch them, too, but that's beside the point. But it'd be like, okay, would you walk up to one of the guys that are on the no fuck list? Ooh, helicopters. On the no fuck list. And walk and go, here's the deal. If it was up to me, we'd be fucking like rabbits right now, but my husband thinks you're a douchebag. Are you going to say that to somebody in a social setting?
No.
No. So in a social setting, there's not a way without looking like a real ass. I mean, here's the thing. If someone's on the no fuck list, it's not necessarily that they need to know that. There are polite, professional ways around so that people don't know that. Because if everybody knows your no fuck list, you can look like a real dick or a real cunt.
I pretty much just avoid being caught in a situation where it could lead to...
Where it could easily lead to sex. Right. Now, okay, so if somebody's just talking, and that's just conversation, that's one thing. Now, even as a guy, we all know out there that there's differences between just talking and hinting around trying to get laid or trying to have something else happen, right? Okay, so...
Sexting.
We'll get to that one because you're exactly right. But I mean, let's face it. Here's the deal. If someone's on the no-go list and you're talking with them, let's have a little bit of common sense here. If you go take and sneak off with that person, and so every time... So let's just hypothetically say there's somebody on my no fuck list. But every time you turn around, you can't find me. And when you do find me, her and I are off in a dark corner talking. That's different than, hey, we're in front of everybody else, we're standing by the bar, we're just whatever talking. There's a huge fucking difference there. If you look shifty and you're being shifty, then odds are you're doing something probably kind of shifty. I mean, that's my philosophy. If not, it certainly, if it looks like you're being shifty, then there's going to be some consequences because you're going to be like, what the fuck is going on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think back to the one girl that is on a definite no.
There's only one. Everybody else is allowed. Hit me up.
There's one specifically, yes. She has the habit of grabbing you and pulling you aside into not necessarily a dark corner, but a darker area to babble your head off to get your undivided attention.
Okay, yes, but
have I sent people over there to interrupt said conversation?
Yes.
Guilty.
Well, but we also have an agreement with that because we both have certain people that we know the other one wants to be. Here's the challenge: if it's somebody that's on the no-go list and we both agree it's on the no-go list, versus if it's somebody that is You don't want me to fuck her, but I really want to fuck her.
Yes, that's a difference.
Okay, that becomes a challenge. So there's a communication issue that goes along with that. You have to keep that in mind with what's going with it. Yes, one of the great things we do as a couple is if it's somebody that we both know we don't want to hook up with, we don't, it's kind of a mutual agreement. We do look out to make sure if we get grabbed, pulled away, that you have somebody, I've sent people over to rescue you, you've sent people over to rescue me. If it's somebody, look, if you actually want to have sex with them, this becomes a communication. If your significant other is absolutely out on taking and having a hookup with that person, I'm telling you right now, there is nothing you're going to be able to do or say that's going to be able to take and cause your significant other to go, oh, well, that's okay. You're not going to be able to claim booze. You're not going to be able to claim you got caught up in the moment. There's nothing. You hook up with somebody you're not supposed to, you're fucked. And you should be. I mean, that is like, you can cheat in the lifestyle. And that is cheating in the lifestyle.
We have seen a couple do that.
Yes, we have.
And that was awkward, and we wanted nothing to
We couldn't
do.
get away from that. That then is drama. And
Yeah,
drama sucks ass. Okay, so now let's talk about the point that you were just talking about, which is texting. Well, not even sexting. When you start talking about texting, okay, it's one thing to be social. Now, a little backstory. Obviously, where we have the huge Facebook page, secret page, we do actually have to be. We are talking to everybody. There's business that we have to discuss with the podcast, things like that. So it's a little bit different. There'll be times that I will text people that are on that list also, but it's involving business situations, and in turn, about everything that's going on with those as well. So the thing is that with that being said, you still, even then, I make sure to let you know what is going on. That there's been communication there. It's not like, oh, by the way, you hear about it through the grapevine. Mm-hmm. Okay. But as a general rule, it's one thing to be in a setting where you have to be socially, a social setting, and you don't want to be the one to cause drama or to cause a scene. So in turn, you have to chat with a person. It's quite another. When you're texting, that is not a must happen.
Yeah.
That instantly, now you're going into a whole new fucking gray area. Okay? And we've had discussions on this show before about texting and everything along those lines, and how, some people let people know who's on their phone, some people don't, blah, 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 blah. You start texting with somebody. At that point in time, what you're doing is you're kind of a form, in our opinion, again, remember, everything we say here is just our fucking opinion, okay? But in our opinion, you're cheating. That's taking it to a different level. And if you're fucking sexting, here's the deal. Nobody is sexting just because you have to for conversation purposes. I mean, have you ever sexted just because you felt obligated?
I laugh because how good am I at sexting?
Okay, I'm going to give a shout out.
I suck at it.
No. This
Yes,
is going to be
I do.
awesome. So all you guys know out there, anytime that you have ever sexted with Miss Amanda, just so you know right now, I'm putting it out there so you all understand. You've actually been sexting with me. Because here's the deal.
No.
Yes, the fuck they
Have I
haven't.
turn you and go, okay, what should I say?
Yes. So basically, in a roundabout way, you're fucking me. Just so you know. Okay. She's like, how should I respond to this? What will sound
You're gonna
hot?
scare Matt.
Matt, it's different. She knows with you.
I don't think we've actually done anything like that.
But I mean, just so you know, that's happening. Okay, just so you know.
I suck at it.
Say you're gonna suck his dick. Say you're gonna lick his balls. Yeah, up the shaft. Yeah. So
Actually, I don't sex people.
you won't anymore.
I don't.
No, but okay. So
Unless you kind of hit around at it, then I might attempt it, but I suck at it.
actually, I've had many a good laugh on the way home from work. Reading your sexting message where somebody's trying to sext with you, and you let me read it, and it's just like, you're like, they put whatever line in. Oh, I want to eat your pussy. And you're like, yum. That feels good. I mean, because there's no way if you were trying to jack off to you sexting, it'd be like, what? Wait, what? Oh, fuck. Oh, I know. Oh, yeah. You just better have the conversation.
We done.
So, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Anyways, but if you're sexting with somebody and they're on the no-go list, you are not going to convince a single female in the world that that's okay. There's no way in the world. And actually, you shouldn't be able to convince a guy that's okay either. I mean, that's just you are boldly going where you just shouldn't go. Now, since we're talking about the no-go list, okay. One of the things that I want to talk about, because believe it or not, we live with this on our page all the time as well. In people's great interest to avoid drama, they tend to cause drama, okay? Uh-huh. And when you cause drama, it pisses the rest of the world off, just so you know. Okay, so if someone is on your significant other's no-fly list, so basically, really, your no-go list is like, my list is actually, yours is my list and vice versa. Because it doesn't mean I'd fuck whoever and you'd fuck whoever, but we're the ones that say the other one that says no to that person.
Okay.
Okay. Here's the thing. It is not necessary to take and put that out there so that everybody else knows. Nobody else needs to know who's on that list. I mean, that's just something that you shouldn't you absolutely shouldn't share with that, and you need to be respectful. Look, I understand there are going to be certain people that just rub you the wrong fucking way. It is what it is, and it doesn't matter if it's a guy or if it's a girl. No. They're going to rub you the wrong way. But if you walk up and go, look, you fucking douchebag, if I see you talking to my old lady again, okay, guess who the one is creating drama? That would be me at that point in time. Mm-hmm. So you have to have some common, really? You have to have some common couth. Just so those of you that don't watch the videos, I'm getting dog hairs picked off my shirt. You have to have some common couth and common courtesy when you're out and around. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's throw this challenge out there. You're at a house party, for whatever reason it was a late invite or they didn't publish a guest list, whatever. Someone that's on the no fuck list is at the house party. Then what do you do?
For me personally, I'd probably leave.
You would what? There's 10 other couples there. There's 10 dicks there that you're totally okay with and you really want to fuck. You'd really like to get one of those guys. But because one person you would leave? You wouldn't just like maybe try ooh, that looks
well, what would you do?
Well,
I've never been in this situation, so I really don't know.
No, we haven't. So, okay, I think the first thing is that, number one, if it's a small house party, like 2 or 3 couples house party, then maybe that is actually the right thing to do is to leave. If it's a larger house party, you know what? There's plenty of other people to avoid. To steer clear of that situation a little bit. It may be something that you might have to you might have to take that person aside, like if it's a girl that's on my no list. And she really wants to. I may have to take her aside and say, "I'm sorry. This isn't going to happen." No. Amanda says no, and you may have to take a guy aside and say, "I'm sorry." Cole says no. If you can't get away from them, if you can't, there's nowhere else to go, or they really want you, or whatever the case may be. I can tell you this: there is no reason, even in that situation, where it's going to be okay if you break that trust or that rule.
No.
On a no-go list. Because here's the thing. Why? Okay, let me ask you. Why are some of the girls that are on my no fuck list, why are they on that list to you? Why was it important that they were put on that list?
Because I don't like them?
Well, well, right, but it's more than just that. You get a bad vibe, or you get
yes, bad feelings. I don't trust them.
Feel like you question sometimes. I know we've talked about it. Question some of their motives, maybe a little
definitely.
bit. Definitely. And it's the same. It's the same the other way around. I mean, here's the thing. We've been in the lifestyle long enough now that we don't have people on the no fuck. Like, I don't have a guy on your no fuck list because, well, he's got a bigger dick than me.
Well, no.
I mean, I don't have. Well, there are people that have that.
Oh,
You
okay.
kind of need to reevaluate. You need to evaluate why, but a lot of it is a gut feel. And the thing is, that's okay. But there is going to be no way, shape, or form are you ever going to be able to take and justify after the fact. You want to talk about way to fucking crash an entire house party? I mean, yeah, fuck somebody you're not supposed to. Let that fight start in front of a whole bunch of people, because we've seen that happen. That, again, we've talked about that. That you hear lots of motherfucker and you son of a bitch and shit getting thrown and tears. There's just
slamming.
doors slamming. I mean, there is just absolutely nothing that makes it okay to break that trust, and that's really what it is. I mean, because let's face it, if you want to go fuck someone on your no fuck list, it's pretty goddamn easy to do. I mean,
very easy to get away.
Well, I mean, let's face it, in the world and out there now, everybody else, people cheat all the time. So if you want it bad enough, it's really easy to do that, especially if you're at an event where there's booze involved. Maybe you're getting really drunk and you don't even notice, or vice versa, or whatever. I mean,
Well, it's happened.
not that I fucking about.
Not to us. No.
No.
Good grief.
Send the
It
hate mail to
happens.
Cole for being the dick. No, I mean but it does. But the thing is that what you're violating when you break that is you're breaking the trust you have with your significant other. And so, we've answered that question, but really it doesn't matter what we fucking think. See, the truth comes out. It's a whole lot
it's
of,
whatever they want to do, and if they're comfortable with it.
well, and here's the thing. Obviously, A was not comfortable. So if you're not comfortable with talking to him at all, then guess what it boils down to? I think we've said this before. It boils down to you have to communicate that. You can't put a no fuck list out there and then not have square understanding of what is or is not inappropriate contact at all. That you fucking can't do that. And
Avoid the situation.
on a side note, I think you have to be realistic on the no fuck list. Again, that look says so. Because
On which part?
on who you put on the no fuck list. And here's why. Okay? And the reason why is because there was a time when we first got into the lifestyle, I had somebody on your no fuck list, and it was because I was an idiot. So well, it was
I'm trying to remember.
it was because of my own insecurities.
Okay.
Because the thing was, that person does things different, and so I took and look. I don't care how long you do this. You're gonna have times and things where jealousy rears its ugly fucking head. It happens, okay, and it sucks when it happens. Why does it suck when it happens? Because it usually causes fights. Weird. Okay, you want to fucking make sure you don't get laid for a couple events? Fuck yeah, let the big green monster out. Okay, so and that's really what it was that I had my own insecurities, and so I took things that were being said. I let my imagination just run fucking wild, and I'm like, that's it. Nope, can't fucking nope. Okay, that was fucking moronic. So it was something that once I grew up a little bit and got, really pulled my head out of my ass, that's the sound it made, then we were able to, look, and that person's nowhere, and they're obviously not on that list anymore. I mean, and that makes all the difference in the world. So when you put somebody on there, I think you have to have realistic reasons why, okay? And you cannot just say to somebody, voice of experience here, you cannot just say to anybody, you can't fuck them. Because that, you can jump in other than just making racial expressions at any point in fucking time. Because that is a guaranteed way to just cause problems and issues. It just is. Because then, you know what? Here's what happens. I do that to you, then you're going to turn around and do that to me. Oh, by the way, that person, they're on the no fuck list. You have to communicate why. Because it digs into a deeper issue as to what actually is the fucking problem. And a lot of times what you can find out is the problem isn't the other person at all. The other problem is it maybe something be inside or something in your communication or your relationship. Or it could be that the fucking person is a complete and total cooter and you really do just hate her, and yeah, that is what it is.
Very much so.
You're not gonna jump in.
Usually, though, we agree on our
We do.
no-go list.
We do. And don't make exceptions on it when you're drunk at a party. Just saying. That's a whole nother show. We'll talk to that another time.
You've done that.
Not just me. We.
Oh, have I done that?
You gave me permission.
Oh, well, no.
Jesus.
I pretty
You were-
much
you
was
were-
fed up.
you
So
were
if
there.
you want to, go ahead.
All right, for another show. All right, so we'd like to take a second here and get a word from our second half of the show sponsor, Club G, where friends and pleasure come together. Come visit Club G, the hottest new lifestyle club in Des Moines. Over 3,200 square feet, huge dance floor, private play areas, and plenty of places for quiet conversation. Club G. Contact them for more information at dsmlsc01@gmail.com. Fuck. All right, back to
Give
the
me
show.
that.
Give me that. Yeah, there. You take that from me.
I'm going to make it a 0.
Okay.
Good grief. There, you put a line through it.
Oh, that'll
You
help
going to
me
read
remember.
it that way?
Nope, probably. How many times a week have I been reading this? Enough. I should have it fucking down by now. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I need to write more on it.
You need to write moron on. Actually, what needs to be is maybe we should switch with sponsors. All right. Okay. Let's go to the next question, shall we? This question comes from Oklahoma. Boomer Sooner. Okay. Oklahoma. They asked to remain anonymous, and it is it okay to tell someone that they fit what you're looking for on a bucket list item? Okay.
Bum, bum, bum.
Okay, so how about we start this part with this? Send all hate mail to crazykasbh@gmail.com. Okay. This is kind of a touchy subject a little bit, or it can be. Because, and there's a lot of different reasons for it. One, we always talk about communication is key. Right? We talk about it in party settings. We talk about it in a relationship. We talk about it in everything that we do. Communication. Here is a little bit of a challenge, though. When you start talking about bucket lists, obviously bucket lists can include, besides just activities like a DP or a threesome with 2 guys or a threesome with 2 girls or whips or chains or wrestling in cream corn if you're Todd, whatever the case may be. Okay, but it also can take and it can encompass things like body types. It can include race. It can include ethnic background. It has the potential to go a whole lot of places. Okay, so and before we can get started, we're going to crack fucking jokes as we do this, okay? It is what it is. So everybody get over that part of it because it's still fun, but we'll still take it from somewhat of a serious way. There is a point that it is okay to tell people that they fit something for a bucket list. Because if I remember correctly, at one point in time, you haven't done a DP yet.
No.
And at one point in time, you said after we had the first hookup with the first threesome, you're like, well, he has a small dick, so that'd be okay if I was going to do a threesome with. Okay, so if you're going to use that, tread lightly. You have a small dick, so I'll give you a chance in my ass. Yes, it's okay to sit there and say, hey, look, here's the deal. You're experienced in knife play, or you're experienced with rope play, or whatever the case may be, and I've always wanted to do that. I wanted to try that. You fit this bucket list. Right? That makes sense. It's a no-brainer. I got to talk to Anonymous a little bit, and the example that they used was the fact that they were a redhead, and that they know that a lot of people want to have sex with redhead women. And so is it okay? Is it uncouth, or is it okay to walk up and say, hey, since you're a redhead, that's on my bucket list. Do you want to fuck?
I guess I don't see a problem with it, but I don't.
It depends on the person. It depends on what the bucket list item is. I think when you're talking about things like hair color or you're talking about specific acts, okay, that's different. That's like, in conversation, whatever. When you start getting into, and we can talk this because one of our really, really good friends is a black guy and super cool. And one of the things that we had this discussion, he talked about the fact that he hates if people, he's single male, and this dude bucks like a rabbit, and he's sought after, highly sought after. But, see the grin on that face? But one of the things that he said is, he goes, it's offensive to me when people will literally walk up and just say, hey, because you're black, that's on my bucket list. Do you want to fuck? And I can understand that. Because at that point in time, I mean, that's like, what, all of a sudden, they're not a person? I mean, the equivalent, the only way I can relate it, okay, you're officially what? You're 4'11" and 3/4, right?
4'11" and a half.
4'11" and a half. So you are officially...
No, I'm a half inch too tall.
You're a half inch too tall. You could actually, you could actually go and get a handicap sticker if you wanted to because of your height. Okay, so you are officially considered, you're just above having a form of dwarfism. So if somebody was running around in a meet and greet, right, running around with a tape measure, I mean, this is going to sound stupid and extreme, but it's true. Someone who's running around walking up to every short girl with a tape measure and going up too tall, and then finding somebody that is that half inch shorter and goes, oh sweet, you have dwarfism, I want to fuck. People would be fucking appalled, right? Wouldn't you? You're used to being asked the short question, so that's why I'm asking that. I
don't know. I've never had anybody do that to me.
Well, I know that, but okay, so that's just it. You've never had somebody do that to you, but think about it. If somebody, just a random dude, you've never met him before, he just comes up, says, how tall are you? You tell him, he goes, perfect, you're the right height, and grabs you. That wouldn't make you feel like maybe like just a piece of meat? A little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
so it comes down to, okay, but, well, height is hard because you had, tell your fantasy.
It
was a bucket list item.
I don't have a bucket list, but everybody always talked about having sex standing up. I wanted to try it. I can't with him.
I'm too tall.
You're too tall.
That's why. Too tall.
So I found a short guy.
Right, and you did that.
But actually, he came up to me and he goes, well, I heard you always wanted to do it standing up.
You had it listed in your profile, in our profile, on one of the sites, that was something that you'd always wanted to do. And so you had taken and there was a lot of guys.
So he said, I'd like to check that off your bucket list. And
there was a lot of, you had a lot of guys that put that when you put that out there on something you wanted to do, you had a lot of guys that came to you and said, hey, I want to try. Some of them were taller than me.
Yeah, that was
And
funny.
you were like, what? But I mean, you legitimately, you had a lot of people actually try. That's different though. You put it out there. This was your bucket list item. You put it out there. Okay. So I think there's a huge difference if you
kind of overrated. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Not because of the guy.
No, it wasn't. No, actually, he was good. But I thought it was going to be this amazing thing, and I was just like, okay, you have to keep your balance, and you have to hold on to something, or you're going to fall on your head. I didn't know it was going to be so much work.
You really like easy sex. You don't like the work sex. You don't like hard work sex.
Well,
if it's too much work.
What's too much work when it comes
I don't know. We had this conversation about threesomes. Too much work. I'm fucking with you.
Well, it is.
Okay. So, okay, but...
that one is. Shush.
But the difference was you had put it out there that this is what you wanted. Mm-hmm. Okay, and I think that there's a huge difference on if you put something out there that, hey, this is something I want. Yes, one of the things that, as we were talking about our friend, he acknowledges the fact that because of our location in the country and everything else, that there is not a there's not a large population of black guys that are in the lifestyle. And so he acknowledged the fact that, yes, he gets it for a lot of people. That is, quote unquote, a bucket list item. But his problem was not so much that about helping somebody fulfill a bucket list, but it was about the approach.
The approach, yeah.
The approach about treating somebody, instead of treating them like a person. Look, here's the deal. Everybody still wants to have somebody that wants to be with them, not just wants to be, they're people, they're not a dildo. You try dildos. You go buy different dildos and different sex toys, you try them. People are not sex toys. And you can't treat them like that. And that's the biggest thing is like you have to take and remember the simple fact that, hey, look, these folks, they have feelings, they have emotions, they have whatever. They have they might have separate rules and just because it's your bucket list doesn't mean that they have to abandon their rules. Maybe they like to go out to dinner or get to know you a couple times first, or here's the thing. Don't just assume just because it's on your bucket list that you fit criteria that might be on some of their bucket list, if that makes sense.
I think if somebody approached me, I'd go, "Oh, that's cute."
Well, and that's,
or go, "Do I know you?"
And that's one of the things that he does. He goes, "Do I even know you?" No, I think that it's a little bit different. Again, I never think there's a problem being very honest in your profiles.
No.
If you are wanting to have sex with someone that is Asian, or you want to have somebody that is with sex with somebody that's white, or you want to have some sex with somebody that is blue, or somebody that would be you on Halloween. If you want to have sex with somebody, I don't care if you want to have sex with somebody dressed like a fucking cat, whatever it is. If that's your bucket list, great.
Someone wanted to have sex with you dressed as a rock star, and they said, "No, leave the makeup on."
That's right. That's right. I have had that. Yeah.
And that was before we were swinging.
That was before I was allowed to say yes. That was the greatest Halloween ever.
I never had sex with you with the makeup on.
Yes, you did.
Oh.
Yes, you did. You told me to leave it on 2 years in a row. You told me I could clean it off afterwards, and you got pissed off because it was all over the sheets and shit. It was messy, but yeah. There is still pictures somewhere that caused a divorce. There was a Hooters restaurant, a table. The guy was just train wrecked drunk. She lifting her skirt up, and no one around, take pictures of me behind her, and her husband would just get more and more upset, and it was awesome. Anyways, we digress. But if you take and you put whatever it is that you want to do on your profile, you might be surprised. You will probably have somebody taking and coming up to you and saying, "Hey, I saw this on your profile. I saw this is on your bucket list. Let me fill your bucket."
Oh my God, did you really?
Well, yeah, I did, because it's true. The thing is this is the part that people get all fucking bent out of shape with, is that it is, we're all just fucking people, okay? Look, if someone's going to come up, part of the reason we swing, if we just wanted the same thing we always had, no one would swing. No one would, okay? We swing because we want to experience new things, whether it be kinks, fetishes, pussies, dicks, whatever it is. We want something new. That's the excitement. That's the whole thing with it. So just because we all want that and we're on the same boat with that, how we approach those things is what's important. Mm-hmm. Okay? You would not walk up if you were in a vanilla bar, vanilla setting, and you wanted to date or whatever. You would not walk up to some gal that had just like fucking basketball sized tits, just fucking huge, they fucking knock you out, and go, "I have always wanted to fuck somebody that looks like they have watermelons on their chest. You're on my bucket list. Want to fuck?" There's no way in hell you would do that, because you would have the shit slapped out of you. Maybe by watermelon boobs. I don't know. But I'm just saying, you wouldn't do that. So the thing is why in the lifestyle would we do the exact same thing? You're just looking at me like I'm absolutely out of my fucking gourd.
No, I'm just listening.
Send all the hate mail to Miss Amanda. So Just because you don't have bucket list, you act like you don't get this. You have bucket list, by the way.
Oh.
There's nothing that you want to try. Nothing. Whatever happens.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, God. Okay, we have this on recording, so I'll start adding to my bucket list. That's bullshit. That is such a lie.
How is that a lie?
Because it's a lie. There's no way. Okay, so if let's say when we do our Crazy Winter Nights party, okay, for example, we're just gonna let whatever happens, right? Just whatever. No bucket list.
No bucket list, but I mean, that doesn't mean that whatever goes.
Well, don't you want
You
some
mean
sort of
limitations and shit?
How much have you had to drink? Because we know how this goes.
Yes, we do. Sorry.
So if here's the deal, oh wait, no, I got a better example. I'm sorry. Let's do it this way.
Oh God.
2 weekends ago, something like that, a couple weekends ago, you were going to help someone else fulfill something on their bucket list. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
Several weeks ago?
A couple weeks ago. Oh, I just can't wait for the suspense. Here we go. Because you've also said you're not afraid of heights.
Oh, yeah.
And you like to have sex high. And so
no, I'm not afraid of heights. He wanted.
Yes. And so at Nomapalooza, you were willing to go on top of a corn crib about 3 stories tall to give a blowjob.
Yeah.
So you were just going to let whatever happen.
He got too drunk.
He got.
Yeah, but I knew him.
Still, you don't have anything weird like that. I mean, it doesn't have to be fucking out there, bizarre, weird bucket list item like cream corn or shit. Nothing at all.
Like what?
I don't know. You're only 47. You've run out of anything you want to do. What happened to a DP? What happened? Actually, the reason why, just so everybody knows what's going on. No, you were the one that came with me with that. Here's the thing, just so everybody knows. The only reason we're talking about this on the show right now is so that I have it on tape. So whatever she says, I have permanent documentation of this. So you have nothing. You have nothing at 47. You're good. You fulfilled it all.
Plain, kind of boring.
Okay, so I have homework for all of our listeners out here. Here's what you all need to do.
Give me ideas.
You need to start sending pictures, diagrams, definitely diagrams, pictures, graphic descriptions to our email, crazy.kasbh@gmail.com, of things that Miss Amanda might want to put on her bucket list so that she has a bucket list. Because I feel bad. I don't want to fill your bucket list.
You don't want to?
No, it's your bucket list. I'll feel guilty. Sort of. I have my own bucket list. What? Sorry. Anyways, so yeah, just saying. So there's your homework.
Okay.
Next week, you have some shit thought of for your bucket list. We're going to ask again. All right, kids. That is a great point in time for us to stop for another episode. Hey, don't forget, we want to take a second and give another shout out to our sponsors.
Oh.
That would be you first there, Pumpkin.
Oh, I am first. Naughty Pops. Are you looking for lollipops with adult shapes for any special occasion? Bachelor, bachelorette parties, gag gifts, and more? They have tons of gourmet flavors that are shipped right to your door. You can order yours today at www.naughtypopsnow.etsy.com and tell them Crazy Truth sent you.
Ooh, look at you go. Also, we want to give a big shout out again to Club G, where friends and pleasure come together. Come visit Club G, the hottest new lifestyle club in Des Moines. Over 3,200 square feet, huge dance floor, private play areas, plenty of places to go for quiet conversation. Contact them, dsmlsc01@gmail.com. Hey, it did work writing it out. All right. Also, hey, you know what? We got all kinds of places you can follow us, and we certainly hope you do. Remember, you can take, and if you like what you hear, you can, that's a helicopter. If you like what you hear, you can visit our Patreon, www.patreon.com/Krazy Kasbh. You can also follow us on Instagram. That would be crazy_Kasbh. This is all with K's, by the way. You can also follow us on Twitter at truth, crazy. Fuck it now.
Accept it.
I'm
Come
going to
on.
leave it now because that's what people know. We're getting followers there. Also, you can buy some cool t-shirts, some merch that we have. That's at teespring.com/ Crazy Kasbh. I'm pretty sure there'll be links to stuff up. Well, what else am I forgetting? Oh, yeah. Don't forget also you can send us emails. We love your emails. Crazy, Krazy .kasbh.com. No. Crazy. Try that one last time. Crazy.kasbh@gmail.com. Oh, yeah. And don't forget to visit our YouTube channel. It's actually Kasbh. So you can find us on our Kasbh YouTube channel, where we also, don't forget, you want to hear our crazy quickies as well. Guys, we love it. We appreciate everything you do. What? Talking to the camera? Oh, okay.
No.
Hey, doing it the only way we know how. The only way I want to. Kasbh style. Out.
Bye, y'all.